Professor Paul Kithure Kindiki's journey from a drought-prone village in Tharaka Nithi County to Kenya's deputy presidency is one of resilience, scholarship, and political evolution. Sworn in as Kenya's third deputy president on November 1st, 2024,
I,
Kithure Kindiki,
in full realization of the high calling, I assume as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution of Kenya.
Following the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, Kindiki has emerged as a formidable presence in our national politics. His story blends legal intellect, deep-rooted faith, and a lifelong pursuit of excellence set against a backdrop of poverty, controversy, and political ambition. Born on July 17, 1972, in Irunduni Village, Mkodhima Ward, Tharaka Nithi County, Paul Kithure Kindiki was raised in a deeply Christian household shaped by hardship, faith, and educational conviction. His father, Reverend Daniel Kindiki, was the sole survivor among 14 siblings, his life marked by early tragedy and the perseverance that would later define the family. His mother, Anne Kindiki, was a Methodist cleric and housewife, equally devout and instrumental in community and spiritual life. The couple's Christian values became the foundation of the Kindiki household, which prioritized faith, discipline, and education despite economic hardship that sometimes reduced them to one meal a day. Kithure's upbringing in this academically gifted, faith-led family shaped his worldview and fortified his pursuit of legal and political excellence. Kindiki began his education in local primary schools in Tharaka Nithi County in 1978 and completed in 1986 before enrolling at St. Patrick's High School in 1987, Meru, where he completed his O-level and A-levels in 1992. With a deep interest in justice and public service, he joined Moi University in 1993, earning a Bachelor of Laws degree and graduated in 1998. He later joined the University of Pretoria in South Africa, obtaining a Master's in International Human Rights, Law and Democracy, and subsequently a PhD in International Law. After returning to Kenya, he completed his graduate diploma in law at the Kenya School of Law, qualifying for the bar. Kindiki began his level academic journey as a lecturer at Moi University from 2000 to 2003 and later at the University of Nairobi between 2003 and 2005. He served as head of the Department of Public Law and Associate Dean, becoming a respected voice in constitutional and human rights. During his academic tenure, he also collaborated with international organizations such as the United Nations and the International Commission of Jurists, contributing significantly to Kenya's democratic and constitutional discourse. In his personal life, Kindiki married Dr. Joyce Gatiria Njagi Kithure in 2001, a senior lecturer in environmental chemistry at the University of Nairobi. Joyce holds a BSc, MSc, and PhD in the same field, earning her doctorate in 2013. Since 2014, she has balanced a demanding academic career with raising family, maintaining a low profile despite Kindiki's rising political prominence. They are parents to 3 daughters, Imani Kindiki, Neema Kindiki, and Mwende Kindiki. Professor Kindiki has openly credited Joyce as the foundation providing support I have always required, praising her sacrifices during his demand academic and political life. Kindiki's political visibility rose sharply in 2012 when he joined the legal team defending then Deputy Prime Minister William Ruto at the International Criminal Court.
His lawyers Kithure Kindiki and Dr. Kithure Kindiki are already in The Hague doing the groundwork ahead of the meetings. Meanwhile, back at home, the ICC has begun issuing summons to post-election violence witnesses in Kenya. Justice Kalpana Rawal, who will be assisting the ICC officials taking statements, said 10 witnesses will be summoned, including senior police and provincial administration officials from next week.
His eloquency and tragic approach in the high-stakes case not only earning him national recognition, but also forged a close bond with Ruto, an alliance that will prove pivotal in shaping his future in politics. In 2013, Kindiki was elected senator for Tharaka Nithi County on a Jubilee Party ticket. His sharp legal mind and calm appearance quickly propelled him to the position of Senate Majority Leader. He played a key role in steering legislative debates and strengthening parliamentary democracy. He re-elected in 2017. He also appointed Deputy Speaker of Senate, a position he held until May 2020 when he was controversially removed due to his perceived disloyalty to the ruling administration at the time.
The much anticipated motion of impeachment against Kithure Kindiki was finally passed on Friday, effectively sealing his fate in the Senate leadership.
There can only be 2 reasons for this. The first is that the trumped-up charges against me are baseless, and that my case is a fait accompli, and therefore I must be removed from office by all means whatsoever, even by unconstitutional means.
You cannot have an army with 2 field marshals. This is what is happening, and is causing havoc to this country. There's a time, Mr. Speaker, I said on the floor of this House that Jubilee is dysfunctional. And we want a party that is functional, like a party that is in government.
Speaker, to my friend, Professor Kindiki, and he knows that, Mr. Speaker, I have, if these were issues about his capacity or his integrity or things like that, we would not be talking things like, if it was a debate about his character, for example, Mr. Speaker, it would be different. But I wanted him to know that a lot of your friends, a lot of his friends, are going to vote for this motion.
If today Professor Kithure Kindiki is being prosecuted and removed as the Deputy Speaker of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Speaker, sir, if it goes ahead and we remove him, then we lack both moral and legal and legislative roles that we have had as a House.
It's inaccurate and improper to say that you can just bring a motion, Mr. Speaker, to remove the Deputy Speaker without any grounds. So
today's business belongs, Mr. Speaker, to the annals of history, history's worst mistakes. And Mr. Speaker, I say so because this House has heard the move of the motion. The second of the motion, Mr. Speaker, included. They have over and over again argued, Mr. Speaker, and I wrote it somewhere, that it's about loyalty of the party. If this issue was about loyalty within Jubilee, why is NASA involving itself, Mr. Speaker, in enforcement of loyalty within Jubilee? Do you really think that our competitor, Mr. Speaker, would be so happy to participate in enforcing that loyalty?
Today, I stand here paraded before the whole nation, accused of misdeeds whose particulars have never been brought to my attention until now, despite me consistently asking for them.
One by one, they voted.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Pareno Judith Ramaita.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Pogisio Samuel Losuron.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
And when the Speaker rose to announce the results, Kindiki had been stripped of his position he had held for the past 2 years.
The results that I'm going to read, just for the avoidance of doubt, are for those senators who were within the precincts of Parliament and who voted. So the ayes have 54, the nays have 7, abstentions 0, so the ayes have it.
Following Ruto's presidential win in 2022, Kindiki was appointed Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government. In this critical role, he led reforms in visa processing, border control, and national security. His most defining moment came during the 2023 Shakahola cult massacre in Kilifi County, where more than 400 lives were lost. His decisive actions declared the site a crime scene, ordering mass grave excavations and introducing a bill to regulate religious institutions, earning him praise for firm yet compassionate leadership in crisis.
Let me greet you again. Good afternoon. Kwanza kabisa nataka niwashukuru nyinyi pamoja na wenu wale wote ambao mko hapa. Ile kazi umefanya hapa imedhihirisha na imeonyesha kwamba nchi yetu ya Kenya imekomaa, na wakati kuna tatizo la kiusalama tunaweza kuwa na kikosi chetu cha polisi cha kusimamia mambo ambayo yanatakikana kusimamiwa pale. Tunashukuru sana. Thank you very much for saving lives.
Following the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua in 2024, President Ruto nominated Kindiki as deputy president. The nomination faced a temporary setback when a court ruling blocked the appointment over procedural issues. However, the injunction was lifted, and on November 1st, 2024, Kindiki was officially sworn in as Kenya's deputy president. His elevation to the second highest office marked a turning point in his political career and solidified his stand as a key figure in national leadership. Throughout his political career, Kindiki Kindiki has positioned himself as a constitutional purist and staunch defender of devolution. He has played a central role in legislative efforts aimed at strengthening county governments, youth employment initiatives, and security sectors reforms. His background in law has enabled him to advocate for policy changes grounded in constitutional principles and national cohesion. However, Kindiki's rise has not been without internal strife, particularly within the political strategic Mount Kenya region. His growing influence led to tensions with his predecessor, Rigathi Gachagua, who accused Kindiki of transforming the deputy president's official residence into a political campaign base. Allegations also emerged that Kindiki was distributing cash handouts to visiting delegations, claims that sparked controversy and deepened regional division.
In South Mugirango, Kisii County, a recent government-led empowerment event unfolded with familiar visuals, a high-profile gathering, public pledges, and 9 million shillings raised for local women and youth groups, led by Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki. But this is part of a larger pattern. Since mid-April, similar fundraisers have swept across Kenya, with a clear focus on the Mount Kenya region. Starting April 13th in Kigumo, Murang'a County, these events have spread to constituencies like Gatundu South, Limuru and Mwea, each seeing roughly 10 million shillings handed out, mostly in cash to select community projects. Only one event in Kisii has occurred outside this block. These are areas where the ruling United Democratic Alliance or UDA faces mounting political pressure. These events come amid economic hardships for ordinary Kenyans. Just a month ago, President William Ruto banned state officers from participating in harambees, citing public displays of wealth.
No state officer or public servant shall participate in public contributions or harambees going forward.
Yet, the optics are back. Top leaders, large crowds, and cash with little transparency. Where is this money coming from? Who chooses the beneficiaries and how is the impact measured?
Additionally, his economic initiatives such as the Boda Boda Support Program and small-scale trader funding attracted mixed reactions. While some applauded him for empowering ordinary Kenyans, others criticized the initiatives as unsustainable populist measures aimed growing budgetary constraints.
You got all the Boda Bodas, you take them to the villages, with the school buses, then you're going from there, then you give them each 2,000, 1,000, 1,500, you see them lining up. The day we shall refuse this country to be a chocolate country, we shall be a very good country. I'm telling you. Unaona mama jioni amepika mkoleni anaenda kwa sababu gani unarushiwa kama mbwa. Sorry to say that, that's true. Where are they getting this money from? Did they begin deputy the other day? He has all the powers and money to move around. One person's house is going to fly like manna in the desert. Where do you get that money from? Who is auditing it? That's it, really, you're giving up this much money. Money. That is what we need to give people hope. People hope. And if it must be, we must give people hope. This is a way of doing Amani succession, we are to give people hope. We are new rays of hope.
Controversies have also cast a shadow over Kindiki's otherwise disciplined image. In 2021, a former employee of his law firm won a cash $2.2 million court case for pregnancy-related discrimination, although Kindiki denied direct involvement in the dismissal. The court found the firm culpable, raising questions about his firm's adherence to gender equality and labor rights. Earlier, 2018, his name surfaced in a parliamentary report that linked him to cash $500,000 alleged received from a law firm entangled in the NYS corruption scandal. Although he was never formally charged, the allegation remained a lingering blemish on his public records.
On the question of my law firm, I would like to respond as follows. With regard to the PSC report, which has been referred to by the Honorable Pio Wandai, I have practiced law for 22 years. I have never been involved in any professional misconduct whatsoever. With regard to the report which he is talking about, reference was made to a payment which was made to my law firm of 500,000 shillings. That payment was not made by any company, leave alone a company that supplied NYS. It was made by a friend of mine and a colleague called Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen. And this is the story. Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen owed me 500,000 shillings, which I had lent him. And I went and asked him to pay me back. And he wrote me a check. That's it. Period.
Following his appointment as deputy president, Kindiki's wife, Joyce, took on the role of Kenya's second lady. True to her nature, she embraced the role with quiet dignity, contributes intellectual through her academic work while maintaining a background presence in state affairs. Her low-key but scholarly appearance has been seen as a refreshing contrast in Kenya's often high-profile political families. As Interior CS, Kindiki's handling of the Shakahola cult tragedy became one of the defining moments of his public service. The tragedy exposed the dark underbelly of religious extremism in Kenya, and Kindiki's swift response, including declaring the site as a crime scene and coordinating mass grave excavations, was widely applauded. He also spearheaded the push for legislation to curb the exploitation of religious freedom, advocating for the registration and monitoring of religious institutions. Kindiki's legacy is still being shaped to his supporters. He is a disciplined scholar and loyal public servant, committed to constitutionalism and national order. To his critics, he is a cautious political operator who has yet to prove himself beyond academia and courtroom advocacy. His rise from the son of a farm laborer to a top constitutional scholar and now deputy president is undeniably inspiring. However, whether he can navigate the political and ethical tests ahead to become a serious presidential contender in 2027 2027 remains uncertain. Professor Paul Kithure Kindiki exemplifies the duality of modern Kenyan leadership: brilliance tempered by controversy and humility shaped by hardship. Born of a reverent farm laborer and a devoted church woman, raised in poverty yet surrounded by scholars, he stands today as a symbol of what is possible, yet not without a shadow of what he must still be confronted. The next chapter in his political journey could be well defined, not just his legacy, but the direction of Kenya's political and moral compass.